I'm done with winter. I'm sure everyone's done with
I think so.
Yeah.
Is that just the lights, or am I seeing your shadow on this?
Yeah, in the studio also counts. Well, just
oh boy.
As far as stats go, Punxsutawney Phil only right about 40%, 35, 40% of the time. Buckeye Chuck's at about 50-50.
Right.
So we don't mind his forecast of an early spring. We know meteorologically spring begins in less than a month, March 1st. Calendar's a little bit later. All right, take a look right now. Show you what's going on. This does not look very springy out there, but you know what? The last couple of days, we've made some progress. Temperatures recovered into the 20s. It's crazy to say. Temperatures recovered in the 20s. We had a little snow melt out there as well. 95% Lake Erie ice. We can still get lake effect snow even though the snow or the ice is covering the lake. Again, cracks here and there. A little wind can create some open water spots, and we can see that a little bit potentially towards the end of the week. Live look right now. First alert cam over downtown Cleveland. You can see the snowpack there, and a lot of times that snowpack will really get those overnight low temperatures even colder, and we're tough to warm up during the afternoon too. So weather story for tonight, early snow showers, and we are chilly. Not as cold as what we've been seeing. Overnight lows tonight in the teens, which is warmer than where we've been. Drying on Tuesday, though I do still think we'll have a few flakes flying around, still cold. And we are looking at an end of the week snow threat, too, that will likely impact everybody. By the way, in case you're counting, 19 straight days we have been below normal here in northern Ohio. That is quite a stretch. And I think we're even going to add to this. We could be at about 25 by the time it's all said and done. Friday will be close. Temperatures right now, 20s, air temperature, teens are our wind chills. Again, not as brutal as where we've been. A little bit of light snow now moving east. Not too much here for greater Cleveland, though a flake or two is certainly possible. Same deal down to the south, but for the most part, that snow is now moving off to the south, and you still can't rule out a few flakes between now and midnight tonight, and then a few more even during the day tomorrow. You can see some snow, a little bit of that off of Lake Michigan there, as you see from Fort Wayne up to Grand Rapids as these snow showers move through. An inch or less of accumulation is the thinking, but again, visibility-wise can cause some issues. We saw that earlier today. You can see the cold air, though, still bottled up across the north and west, meaning no decent warming anytime soon, at least significant warming. Temperatures for the next several hours hovering in the lower 20s. A flake or two, can't rule them out. Teens overnight, again, one of the warmer nights we've seen in quite some time. A few snow showers even tomorrow during the afternoon. You can see their temperatures in the 20s. And then notice tomorrow night we get cold again. That's the front we're talking about, and that will allow those temperatures look where we are tomorrow night, once again running in the single digits. An inch or less of snow on the snow tracker basically throughout the area. The snow belt, as usual, could get a little bit more. We'll say an inch or two. This is between now and tomorrow afternoon. Wind chill wise, though, these numbers not as bad. Check out tomorrow morning, still at or even below zero, so keep that in mind. Quick look at our new data alert for the end of the week snow. Watch what happens on Friday. A little clipper comes in, and that could bring us area-wide snow Friday morning. A little concerned about the Friday morning commute. Your first alert, you may have to deal with that. 20 tonight. Wow, milder than where we've been. 26 tomorrow, cloudy skies, few flakes, still below average for this time of the year. Cold again on Wednesday after a few snow showers tomorrow. Thursday, low 20s. There's your next chance of area-wide snow Friday. Arctic again Saturday, only in the teens, and we're back in the 20s. There is a chance, a sign of some warmer air coming in towards the middle of next week. Don't forget, latest weather forecast, 24/7 Weather Channel, available now, 19 News Plus.